Playing at 2700 in rapid. Interesting. The Lion. The Lion 993. Is this guy gonna move? Playing birds opening here. All right, we got F4 knight of 3. Okay, E3. Let's play B3. Bishop B2. Gonna put the bishop on B5 soon. There. All right, actually, let's play H3 here. Bishop B5 is definitely possible here. We could also play for H3. Actually, wait, no, why did I do that? That was silly of me. H3, G4 is a very legitimate idea, but it's normally better if their pawn is on C7. Now G4. This honestly could still be interesting, but it's going to get a little frisky. We're going to play for G5 here. I have to double check these variations here. I think I just made a mistake here. I shouldn't be playing this G4, H3 stuff if their pawn is on C5 here. I'm just mixing up the variations. Still a very weird position, though, honestly. Like, what is he going to do? If he moves his bishop here, we play G5. All right, H6, interesting. If I could play H4 and G5, actually. Yeah, this is interesting. This is honestly sort of an experiment. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. This is by far the highest rapid rating I've ever seen. What is this guy, honestly? He's number 27 in the world in rapid. Interesting. Queen A5, okay. Play G5, 94. Yeah, this is tricky stuff. G5, 94. Yeah, what are we doing here? Queen A5 is a very interesting move. If I play G5, G5, 94, I don't see what that does. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm accomplishing with that. G5, 94, knight C3, he plays knight B4. If I play rook C1, I'm losing an A2 pawn. I probably have to play king D1 there. Very weird. I could also take on E4, he takes on C2, I play king D1, he takes on A1. Then I play knight C3, actually. That looks good. All right, yeah, let's go for that. I have no idea whether it works or not, but it looks really interesting. Takes, okay, we'll take this way. All right, let's play knight C3. He plays knight B4. I could even take on E4, knight C2, king D1, knight A1. I play knight C3. Knight B4, another idea I have is bishop B5 check. That's going to be very annoying for him. If he takes, I take with the bishop, knight B4, king D1 then. That's such a weird position. We could also, wait. Let's look at that. Takes, knight B4. I play A3, knight C2, king D1. I think I'm winning there. No, he plays knight E3. Yeah, wait, no, knight E3, we play king C1. Where does his queen go? His queen goes to B6. We take on E3. He takes on B3. That's a bizarre position. Takes on D2. Interesting. I would be completely lying if I said I had considered that move in the slightest. All right, if we take with the king, he's playing D4. We take with the king, he's playing D4. Yeah, that's tricky. If I take, he takes. Can't I castle? Well, okay, if I castle, he takes on F1. I could play bishop D3 here, of all things. Well, no, bishop D3, C4, though. We could play bishop G2. The knight is still trapped. Wait, yeah, actually, what is he going to do? Bishop G2, he plays knight E4. I just take there twice. That's fine. Because king takes D2, D4, that's a big problem, actually. Bishop G2, D4, I take on C6. That's good. And I'm going to, if he doesn't do anything, I'm going to castle queenside. All right, yeah, we're going to go for that. This is cool stuff. Quality chess, if there ever was such a thing. If he castles, we'll castle here. He plays D4. I take, he takes, I take, no, I'm worse there. Yeah, he castles, I castle. He castles, I castle, he plays D4, I take, he takes, then I just play knight E2 or knight A4. That looks better for me. It looks tricky, but I don't see, his knight is not getting out there. Knight E4, okay, we'll take. Should I take with the queen or should I castle queenside? What should we do? Castles queenside. I think that's better, because if queen B4, I have A3. Let's go for that. Bro can't do anything just yet. All right, rook D8. Actually, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He doesn't have to worry about much, because he's, there's so little material left on the board. Well, actually, what am I talking about? His king is still sort of stuck in the center. I'm not sure how simple this is. He's going to play C4, though. Yeah, wait, what if I take on E4? Let's take here. Let's take on d8, and then we're going to take on e4 next. I don't think I could be worse here, but I'm not sure if I'm better. I feel like my pieces are actually going to be very good here. This pawn is really misplaced. This bishop does not have many prospects here. My knight, obviously my bishop isn't good either just yet, but it's going to have a lot more prospects than his is. Where should we move the knight? Knight should go to here eventually, right, to hit these two. Could also play knight b5. Knight would be best on e3, actually, to go to these two squares, but unfortunately it's just not going to get there. Knight b5, I don't think knight b5 does almost anything, though. Well, knight d1, queen a5, that's what I don't like. Maybe my knight... If we play knight b5, queen a5, it's tricky. Let's play knight d1. Knight might go to f2. I also just want to make sure his bishop doesn't get to the high ground. If he plays queen a5, I can push a4. I don't think dude has anything to do. Queen d5 now. Interesting. Let's play knight f2. Knight is coming around the cabbage patch. We both have some pawns fixed on dark squares, but I think his is a lot more annoying. My bishop is working in complete complement to the pawns. There. Interesting. Now I like queen d3, actually. Look at that. Because queen d3, if he takes, he fixes a lot of our structure. I could play e4 at any moment now. Knight b4, interesting. Well, no, now I can check. If I check and he plays queen c6, I have queen a5. This is weird. We could play queen e2. He doesn't have queen h1 anytime soon. No, he's going to take on a2, though. Queen b5, queen c6, queen a5, queen a6. Well, no, then I take. Then that's a much better version. I need to be careful, though. Queen b5, queen c6, queen a5. If he plays queen f3 there, I take on a7, or I could play knight d1. Yeah, actually, that's okay. Let's go for that. It looks like my queen might be getting into trouble, but I don't see how just yet. If a6... Actually, yeah, I'm in trouble after a6. Well, a6, we have knight d3. It's a very close call there. Oh, yeah, no, I'm in a lot of trouble after a6. Yeah, a6, I'm in a lot of trouble. I took too much risk here. a6, knight d3, the whole problem there is he's going to check and then check on g2, and I'm getting mated on c2. I took way too much risk here. I guess I have to play bishop c3 there. a6, bishop c3, he plays b6, our queen is going to come to a3. It looks ugly, but I don't see how he would be able to do anything. If he plays queen g2 there, I could take on b4. That's honestly very dangerous. Yeah. Gotta play bishop c3, though. I think I have to do this. Man plays b6, queen a3. If he plays queen h1, we have knight d1. Everything looks ugly, but I don't see really what he's going to do. Queen is really misplaced, though. This was definitely uninspired creativity here. Queen g2. How does he always find the right move? All right, we'll take here. I think this is going to lead to a draw. If he takes, I could play bishop d2. I don't think I'm worse there. His king is still a little weak. If he takes, I take here. He takes here. I check. I can't be worse there. I'm going to have at least perpetual. You can also play queen a4. Yeah, queen a4 makes more sense, actually. Look at that, because b5, then I take here. I get an extra pawn, and I'm going to take on b5 next. I'm getting 3 pawns there, actually. That's a very dangerous position still for him. He could try queen c6. Okay, there, we're going to take. He takes on f2. I take on b5 with check. Yeah, he's putting his king there. All right. I wanted to get my queen around. Obviously, I have perpetual, but do I have anything more than perpetual? We throw in a check here. He plays king b7. I play queen d8. He plays bishop c5. I think I just have to take the draw here. Yeah, we'll just take the draw. I got nothing else to do. If he moves his king over there, then... All right. Yeah, if he wants, I'll take a draw. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, I got 4 elo there. Let's look at the game review. I think I definitely misplayed the opening, though. I'm supposed to put my bishop on b5 here. This just looks like a very well-played game. 96, 95.8. Both of us played well. So we get this position. H3. H3 is fine. Can we get the analysis on? I think bishop b5 is best, though. Yeah, I misplayed this. I was thinking of other positions where he does this with the pawn on c7. And in those positions, you can play h3. Here, bishop b5 is a little better, though. Takes, we're going to take. We get the chop. We're slightly better here. So h3 takes, e6, g4, h6, h4. This is inaccurate. I was just full of the vinegar here at the moment. Knight c3, queen c7. I'm going to play e4. No, sorry, knight c3. Yeah, and then we just castle queenside. Yeah, we have slightly better chances. We're going to go for h4 stuff eventually. Like, that's what the computer is showing, but it's just, we want to play it a little slower. Like, castles, then h4. They play something like king b8 and then g5. Because how it happened in the game, I'm not developed enough to really back this up. Queen a5, g5, takes. I thought that was a little bit inaccurate. But the idea here was that if they play knight e4, we could play knight c3 and takes. I should be a little better here. I'm pushing them back. We should be able to castle queenside here. They castle, and we've gotten more space here. Like, if you're able to erect this type of structure with pawns from d2 to g5, you have great control over the diagonal, and it's very hard for their bishop to oppose yours. All right, so h takes, rook takes. We got this. I played knight c3. This is a mistake. Apparently bishop g2 here. Yeah, now in hindsight, bishop g2 makes a lot more sense. And I would assume if knight d6, we're going to flick in g6 to make sure that these pawns get weak. At this point now, what they want to do is just get a light square strategy with g6 and knight f5 so that they have a very healthy structure here. If we play g6, no matter how this pawn responds, they're going to be creating some critical weaknesses. If they play f5, we'll have ideas of queen h8 and bishop takes g7. Yeah. In the long term, I could still play for d3 and e4 to break things open. All right, so knight e4, knight c3, takes. This is a mistake. Apparently, what was better? Knight g3. I completely missed that. Just not calculating anything, guys. Yeah, knight g3, he can't be worse here if he's getting rid of this bishop. I just did not, literally, I just did not see that because I was looking at knight c3 in these variations. I was looking at knight c3 in variations where my queen was still on f3, so I just didn't even consider this move. But man, took on d2. I played bishop g2, knight e4, takes. I castled. He played rook d8. I took. Computer saying rook f1 is better, which is interesting. We're thinking about playing f5. If knight b4, that doesn't really do anything yet. We could just play a3. Or even, wow, queen takes e4. Interesting. Look at that. Knight takes. We don't have to worry about this. We're going to be getting b7 here or play for g6 or f5. Either of those is going to be good. All right, so I took on d8. He took back. Queen takes e4, g6. Knight d1. This is a mistake. Yeah, this is just very inaccurate. I'm not going to have time to get my knight over to g4. I should be looking for small wins. Yeah, queen c4 makes so much more sense. I just didn't want to allow this bishop to get to this diagonal, but here we have knight e4. Or I could also just take on c5 here as well. I just missed that I could do this. Yeah, I'm attacking c5, so he can't even move the bishop there yet. He plays something like bishop e7. We get the knight to e4. Apparently here, though, queen d5. Yeah, he's always able to put his queen on d5 once the knight moves. Wow, that's really interesting then. We just need to be very careful. I can't really make heads or tails of what the computer is recommending. It's recommending a lot of very random waiting moves almost, like a3, queen back to e4, queen h1. So I guess this position is just dead equal. But yeah, knight d1, queen d5, knight f2, king d7, queen d3. I thought I got into some trouble here, but actually this is all still fine. Yeah, I thought I was losing after a3. I thought like this could easily go badly if I have to get this structure. But yeah, apparently even here this is fine for me. He can't really target either of these pawns despite how weak they look. And I always have ideas of counter pressure against f7, so he's just never going to be able to organize his pieces in a fully active way. All right, so I played bishop c3, b6 here. I traded. I played queen a4. I took. And yeah, this is just a draw. I was really hoping he would try to keep his king over here, because then I could check, I could win a third pawn. And I don't care what the computer says. I think this type of position would be very good. There would be a lot of winning chances here. I'm actually sort of shocked that the computer's saying that this position is dead equal, because I'm going to start pushing my pawns up the board. And it's going to be very, very careful. He's going to have to play this very carefully. I guess he could just try to trade queens here. Like, that's what the computer is recommending. It's recommending his queen go back to start trading queens. Yeah, because if he's able to trade queens, then he'd be able to target these pawns with his bishop. But this still looks way more comfortable for white. I'm shocked that it's only 0.19 or 0.06. But anyway, he correctly avoided the danger and just kept his king on this side, so I wouldn't have a fork. I can't get my queen down the a file to fork his king and bishop here. Check here, check, yeah. And I could have played for a win with something like this, like queen e5, but then I'm taking enormous risk here. Oh, and I didn't even see that. Yeah, he has bishop d6 here. Yeah, I'm not even going to have perpetual now. And if his bishop is able to get into the action, he's going to have a mating attack with this queen and bishop. All right, so I took the best decision then. I just went for a draw, which is what I should have done.
It's time to go!